You know just how time-consuming it can be searching for royalty-free media, and when you do find some, they're always bad. We use Artlist on almost all of our videos. There's a massive library of everything you need, thousands of music tracks that are perfectly categorized to make it easier to find the perfect music for your video. What about sound effects made by professional audio producers? On top of that, there's a huge library of cinematic stock footage for when you need to add in that extra B-roll for your video. Need something completely random like a dog paddleboarding? Well, they've got that. And the final pieces for your videos like subscribe and like animations, check these ones out. Go to artlist.io now to start creating without limits.
Ashley's spring semi-annual mattress sale is going on now. Spruce up your sleep this spring with our Queen Mattress Hot Buy. Only $199. Plus save up to 50% on select Sealy mattresses. Hurry in and meet the all-new Ashley or shop more deals online today.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local recordings are now available on StreamYard. Have you ever done a recording where your guest just had terrible internet issues? They were blurry, they were freezing, you could almost hardly hear them. Well, with local recordings from StreamYard, you'll be able to download a perfect quality video from your guest after the show. This means that no matter what you or your guest's internet connection is like, you'll be able to download the perfect high quality recording every single time. You can also download both a separate audio and a separate video file for the hosts and guests. Now with StreamYard, you can have freeze-free studio quality recordings on any connection, anywhere in the world. You can choose to download them, stream them later, or edit and repurpose them. It's your turn to test out local recordings today, now available on StreamYard.
Squarespace's creative tools let you design a unique, engaging website that fits your personal style and professional needs. Start your free website trial.
Hey.
I'm gonna do something.
How y'all doing today? Hold on, let me just turn this off real quick. What up? What up? Check 1 2 1 2. How y'all doing today? Yes, I'm your host, the Haitian, the sexy Haitian. I'm here to just chilling today, talk some, all that good stuff. And I had like a few topic in my head. I figured I might as well come through real quick and actually talk about it. My cousin got married this week, so I'm really happy. So he's doing pretty good. And part that sucks is that I missed it. I was on the road and I couldn't actually get it, make it back to Connecticut in time. And then yeah, I missed it, man. I'm so mad at myself that I missed it. But I see the photos. He looked very happy, man. Like, I wish him the best for the next 10, 15, 20 years, whatever. I already let him know. I'm like, listen, yo, whatever you do, don't go out there and listen to these knuckleheads in the red pill space. These dudes don't know nothing about when it comes to relationship. They just talk a good game. They only know how to get a chick in bed, get them pregnant, like fresh and fit, and then bounce, making single moms out of these broads. So if you have any sort of difficulty in your marriage or something like that, right? Talk to people who actually been married for a while. Talk to people who are actually happily married for a while. Don't talk to these knuckleheads who don't know nothing about relationship. Because the only thing they're gonna help you do, they're gonna help you destroy your marriage. And then you're gonna be back in the market looking single and miserable again. It's like I got a question for you guys, right? It's like, okay, I've been married for a while now. Shoot. I've been with my girl for about 20 years now, right? Yeah, about 20 years, give or take. And I've been married for probably over 15 years. So technically, or obviously, I'm biased to that sense when it comes to marriage. So my question is this for y'all. Like, which one you think is better, right? Like, if we have to go toe to toe, marriage versus single life, which one you think you would win? If you, let's say you win there's a competition out there, something like that, or you have marriage, marriage and then the single life. Like, which one you guys think is better? Obviously, to me, I'm biased. I'm gonna say marriage. Why do I think marriage is better? Because, well, let's face it, right? You would say, from a financial perspective, right? All right. When I listen to these red pill guys, when they're talking about how horrible marriage is, and women gonna go out there try to take advantage of you, they gonna try to take your money, they gonna do this, they gonna do that, and I'm like, bro, you're single and they're still gonna try to take your money. Look at Future. He's not married. He got like what eight baby mamas, right? They all are taking a chip out of the pie every once in a while, taking away his fortune. You got, like, let's say, gurus, like, quote unquote relationship gurus like Fresh and Fit. They're getting their ass handed to them. Like, this guy, Fresh, he's gonna have to be paying child support for the next 18 years or so. He's a single dad, right? And he's creating the problem that he complained about, which is creating more single moms. All right. So to think that, like, when you're married, that all of a sudden, oh man, this woman gonna take advantage of you, and then they're gonna point out the divorce system. 50% of marriages end in divorce and things like that. I'm like, yeah, and 50% of marriages succeed. So if I want my business to succeed, if I want my marriage to succeed, I'm not gonna listen to the ones that actually end in divorce. I'm gonna listen to the guys that actually are successful at what they're doing, because clearly they know a little thing here or two about marriage, right? And I think at the beginning, right, you have to be somewhat more selective about your partner. Because to be fair, I don't think everyone is fit for marriage. I don't think everyone should be getting married because marriage is a team sport, right? It requires sacrifice. It requires the ability to actually have some sort of compromise with your partner, with yourself. You gotta have certain rules. You gotta have certain discipline in order for you to be in a relationship. Because if you're not, then you might as well stay single because you're gonna be miserable, right? How many people they get into marriage and stuff like that, right? Yeah, exactly. You definitely got to pick a partner that fits you because if you don't, then you're gonna be miserable as hell, my guy. And to me, that makes no sense for you to actually, get with somebody. Like a few years from now, you're not gonna like that person. And the funny thing about it, though, right? A lot of guys end up marrying a chick because they didn't want to leave, because they didn't want to lose her, right? They look at it this way, right? It's like they don't want to commit, but they know that this girl is good for them at the time, right? And they don't want to be single. So then with women, sometimes, let's face it, ladies, y'all pressure guys into marriage because you feel like, your clock is ticking and you've been with this motherfucker for like a year, maybe going on 2 years or something like that, and he still ain't proposing to you. So you start getting a little irate, right? You're doing all the wifely duty and everything like that, right? And this dude still don't see the need to put a ring on that finger. So you start getting a little irritated. So so you come up with a little catchphrase like, "Hey, you either, hey man, listen, you either shit or get off the pot," all that other stuff, right? And the guys are gonna like, "Damn, I don't want to I don't want to be in a position where I'm stuck with you, but at the same time, the street is so horrible. I don't want to go back to the streets, having to chase brand new coochie all the time. Oh man, I don't want to do that, but at the same time, I don't want to lose you neither. Screw it. I'm gonna just put a ring on it." So then they put a ring on this chick, right? And then they got married. Not really wanted to get married, but they got married because they didn't want to lose the girl. And then now, once they get married, it's a whole new ball game because now the chick was doing everything that she wanted to get that ring, and then once she get that ring, she just breathe a sigh already like, finally, I'm a married woman now. I can let my hair down. And then all the little stuff that she used to let slide when she was just a girlfriend, now she ain't letting it slide no more, right? All of a sudden, all the thing that used to irritate her, but because she had to be a good girlfriend, she didn't say nothing. But now that she's a married woman, she's bringing them shit up. So now you're like, what the fuck, man? What the hell? You weren't like that when when we were just dating. Well, yeah, because when we were just dating, it was easier for you to be like, man, F this, I'm out of here. I don't want to hear your bullshit, right? But now that you're married, it's a little bit more difficult to get out of that contract, right? So my whole point is, if you're gonna get married, right, make sure that's something that you actually want to do. I don't advise anybody to be wasting any woman's time. If you're not the type of person that want to get married, be like, hey, listen, I already told you from the start, from the get-go, marriage is not for me. So I don't want to waste your time. I think it's best for you to find someone that would love you the way you want to be loved, the way you want to be cherished, the way you want to find a guy that will put a ring on that finger. But for me, baby girl, I'm going to be a bachelor for life. I ain't going nowhere. I'm for the streets. I want to do nothing wrong but just chase, almost cuss. I know how YouTube is. They gonna mess me up, man. So basically, it's like this, right? You don't want to be in a commitment, then stop wasting the girl's time. Just let her know straight up. And if she try to freaking change that, whatever. But I thought at some point you would change your mind, blah blah blah, right? That's what we be like. Hey, listen, I didn't lie to you. I told you I don't want to commit. I'm for the streets. Let her go. You gotta let her go. right? Stop wasting her time. You gotta let her go. All right, well, what up, Aldigo? What did you say? All right, just because a man doesn't propose doesn't mean that man doesn't love that woman. Well, yeah, obviously, listen, marriage is a contract, right? I think what tends to happen is a lot of guys looking at it from a perspective where, like, what do I have to gain in a marriage, right? That's a valid question because a lot of time we never actually see the benefit of marriage when it comes to men, right? Because all we heard about is the negative stuff about marriage. We hear like, oh man, as soon as we get married, then if this chick came out of nowhere and leave me, then she'd take half of my stuff, right? That's the boogeyman of marriage and everything like that, right? But do you know that like married men tend to make more money than single men? One, because when you're married, you're more focused on your work, right? You're not out here chasing tail and everything like that, right? So then therefore you're more focused. Employer is looking at you as someone that is more responsible. So then therefore you tend to get the promotion more than the single man out there, right? Put it this way, right? Let's say, like, okay, on average, right? How long it usually take you to actually, sleep with a chick, right? From the initial getting her number to maybe like, getting her out to something to eat and stuff like that, right? Woo her and all that stuff, put your little, your little, your mouthpiece and all that stuff, right? You talk crazy to her, you talk greasy to her till you get in her, in her pants, right? How long that usually takes? Let's say on average about 15 to 20 hours, right? So you're dedicating about 15 to 20 hours to f around with a chick, right? And now you're not just messing around with one person, right? You might mess around with, let's say you got like 5 chicks on rotation. So that's 5 women you're wasting time to try to smash, right? And this whole period of time, you could actually been learning a new skill, right? You could actually like update your resume to get, to do something better, like to make more money and stuff, right? But because you're single, you don't be like, hey, listen, I'm just chasing tail. I just want to get some cheeks. I just want to get some cheeks. So let's get it. Let's do it, right? So you waste so much time chasing women when you could actually work on yourself and actually become better on whether it's your career, whether it's like, the goals that you try to achieve, a lot of stuff, right? But when you're married, right? So you're no longer chasing pleasure, you're chasing purpose. So you more focus on the thing. That is if you married a good woman. If you married a chick that making your life miserable, then oh my God, I feel sorry for your ass. And that's when you have to be very selective. You have to know what you want before you even get married. And to be honest with you, I don't think like if you're gonna get married, like your woman shouldn't be your number one priority. I think she should come like probably third in your priority list, because your first priority list is your moral compass, right? What are your boundaries, your do's and your don'ts, the rules that you live by? What are they? Once you actually get that all lined up, and then your second priority should be your purpose in life. What do you want to accomplish in life? So then therefore that should be your focus then. And then your woman come third, right? Or your family and stuff like that, right? Hold on, let's see what up. Let's see what Il Nigma said. Hold on, you gotta pick your partner that fit you. Yep, I agree. Yeah, marriage is better, I would bet. Of course. Marriage, listen, guys who actually like make, when that something called the marriage bump, right? A lot of guys end up making more money because they're married, as than they're single or something like that. Like I said before, because the employer are looking at it like, okay, I don't trust him enough to like, to commit to this, to the job and all that stuff, right? But when you like married, they're looking at you like, hey, you got responsibility, so you're not gonna be slacking off at work. So here's that promotion. All right, I'll put you in charge of this, and that. So yeah, it looks more favorable to married men than to single men and all that stuff. That's why they actually make about 30% more money than single men, right? Obviously, there are exceptions to the rules. You have plenty of single guys that's making like 6 figures out here and stuff, and but they're also wasting a lot of money too. Cause you gotta look good for these broads, man. Cause you gotta make your car gotta talk for you. Your chain gotta talk for you. You gotta spend a lot of money looking pretty, right, and all that stuff. So you might make a lot of money, but you might also spend a lot of money too. Like, you know what I'm saying? All right, hold on. Let's see what Il Nigma said. All right, just because a man doesn't yeah, I read that already. And then he said, a lot of women think a man has to be married with them, and that's the only way that man means that he loves them. Yeah, that is true. But listen, here's the thing about marriage, right? Here's the thing about marriage. It's like I understand where it's coming from because it's a security sense, right? When you're looking at marriage, and a lot of people don't understand what marriage actually is, right? Look at it this way. It's like it's the difference between having your own business versus like having a little side hustle, right? Like if you have like a side hustle and stuff like that, let's say you're doing let's say you're doing gigs. You let's say you're like a handyman and stuff like that. You just go repair stuff, blah blah blah. That money goes in your pocket, and then you don't really have a structure and all that stuff. So then therefore sometimes you want to go to work, sometimes you don't want to go to work, right? So it's like it's more like a hustle mentality. Whereas let's say a business, you set up a business, you have an LLC, you have like a separate bank account for that business. There's a structure that goes with it, and then with that structure comes certain benefit from, let's say, from the tax payment and all that stuff, right? You can, let's say, okay, in marriage, you can actually claim a lot more stuff in taxes than you would, let's say, it's a single person, right? If there's like let's say you die, the beneficiary, a lot of the stuff is more cut up, is more prepared. You actually have more of an incentive or more of a drive to try to set up, like, let's say, fund and all that stuff for your kids. Also, when your kids actually grow up in marriage, they are a lot less like to be born into poverty, versus like most kids that is in poverty today is come from single parent homes, right? So then therefore marriage is able to actually shield a lot of kids from having to experience poverty, because they have like two parent household, sometimes that comes with two income, and then therefore, dude, there's a lot more benefit that comes with that marriage. So I can understand when a woman wants to feel secure. And then to me, I think it's smart to, before you let a guy get you pregnant, he got to put a ring on it, right? So I totally understand, like, if a woman don't want to commit to a guy that not willing to commit to her. However, if a guy wants to actually do that, there needs to be some sort of level of security for him as well. So which is why I don't see any problem when it comes to, let's say, prenuptial agreement and stuff like that. Hey, if you say you want to marry me, not my money, then you shouldn't have a problem signing up that prenup, right? But that usually also comes with, let's say, you already built asset before the marriage and stuff like that. You try to protect those assets before it's paperwork stuff. And I understand why some guys don't want to do it, because all that paperwork to them is like, I don't want to deal with this. Let's just live together and everything like that, right? So it's a mindset. It's not for the lighthearted. If you don't think you're a responsible person, then you shouldn't get married, because marriage is responsibility. You got to work at this stuff. You cannot just be like, let me just give her a ring to shut her up. So then therefore, and that's why these things fall apart, because there is a commitment. It's a huge freaking commitment, right? And if it requires both people to actually invest in that relationship and for it to work, in that marriage for it to work, right? Hold up. What am I wrong about? Hold on a second. Oh, that's why on the application and ask if you are single or married. Yeah, man. That's the thing, because like I said, you get a lot of benefit from that. So to me, I don't know. I think marriage, it's a winner to me, right? And if you're gonna talk about, like, how women, financially rape guys and stuff like that, right? Take advantage of them. You have to understand, like, okay, what about all these single dads out there that's actually getting piled on by child support, right? They're not married to the baby mamas. They're still getting screwed up by the system, right? What about let's say, false allegation, like that baseball player who actually was falsely accused by like 2 women that try to extort him for money and stuff, right? Falsely accuse him and all this other crap. And this mob had to, like, spend a lot of money on lawyers and everything like that. It cost them a lot of money. So just because you're single doesn't mean that you are safe from predatory women. Trust me, if you flash in that bag, if you flash in that money or that whip, you try to make it seem like you got it like that, best and believe you're going to have people that's going to come for you, try to get that money. They're going to try to get what you worked so hard for to accomplish. So, which is why you have to be very smart about who you fucking with. You have to be very smart about who you messing around with, right? And wrap it up, man. Practice safe sex. Don't let the big girl get on top. Oh, hold on a second. You can't get these pregnant because they look just because they look good. Exactly. Because there's a quote, right? There's a wise man once said, behind every pretty, sexy ass girl that you see, there's one nigga that's tired of fucking her. so it doesn't matter how good a chick look, right? I think, to me, personality wins every time. Right? I think personality is much more important than just look, because look fade, man. Look freaking fade. Look at Madonna and Roseanne. Like, I never, listen, put it this way. All right, hold on a second. I gotta show you this, right? I gotta show you this real quick, right? Like, who would have thought? Present. Hold on a second. Hold up. I gotta share you this quick meme real quick, right? Nope, not that one. Not that one. Nope. Where's the thing that I'm looking for? Oh, I missed it, right? But anyway, so my whole point is this, right? You have a chick like Madonna, right? Like, Madonna looked beautiful back in the days, right? All that stuff, right? And you have a chick like Roseanne. Like, Roseanne doesn't, you know what? Let me just, what is this shit? Oh, there you go. All right. So look at this picture right here. Yo, this is Madonna, y'all. Now, and this is Roseanne. Like, can you imagine, right? Back in the days, you would actually think that at some point Roseanne would look way better than Madonna. No one would have thought of that, because Madonna was there back in the days, man. She was pretty, she was very provocative, but time, man. Time is not kind to people. So my whole point is, like, if you only gonna like get with chicks because, like, oh my god, she's a bad bee, like she got a nice ass, she got some nice pair of tits, and oh my goodness, oh, I can't wait to get, like, dude, beauty fade, man. Beauty freaking fade, like, because it's like, imagine being a time traveler and going back to 1988 to let the world knows that in 2023, Roseanne Barr will be better looking than Madonna. Right? And it's absurd. So therefore, like, to think like you get with a chick because she look good and all that stuff, dude. It's like, yo, it's a waste of time. It is a waste of bloody time, man. So, like, why do it? Doesn't make any sense. All right. So, oh man. But yeah, now speaking of, like, okay, now speaking of big girls and stuff, right? Speaking of big chicks and everything, I want to talk about this topic like I saw earlier, right? I've seen this video, and I thought it was actually interesting I think it was actually interesting on the thing that people. Oh, nope, hold on, let me remove that. Stop sharing. Hold up. I gotta share with you this video that I've seen on Twitter, and I want to know what you guys think of this scenario. All right. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? All right. So you guys can see this, right? Let me know if you can actually hear the
Oh,
volume.
sorry. Do you mean this bump? This bump right here? You can see it from the side. Little Miss Pooch here. This bump. This is the bump you're talking about, right?
All right. I gotta ask you guys. Who the hell? Okay. Would you smash? Smash or pass? I don't know about you, man. I definitely would smash. All right. So you have like you have people, right, that would actually think like, because she had that little bump right there, right? All of a sudden that's no longer make her attractive. Man, listen. This right here, this is a little shelter, good pum pum needs shelter. Who the hell would actually like think something?
Yeah, that's called a fucking stomach. The fact that you're so obsessed with the fact that it exists on me, a person you do not know, is really fucking weird, bro. I realize I had to spell this out for some people, but some bellies aren't made to be flat. Like, it's not the end of the world. Okay.
If I was single and stuff like that, man, I would definitely smash. Dude, she's cute, yo, with that look, man. Yo, some people like they don't know what the hell fat is. Listen, not all fat people are created equal. And besides, she's not fat. She has a little bit of belly. We all have a little bit of belly. That comes with age. That comes with, people think that like you're supposed to forever remain like, I don't know, like, young and fit and all that stuff. Dude, as time goes by, you're gonna have a little thing here and there, right? You're gonna have a little pouch. You're gonna have a little, a little chin. You're gonna have wrinkles. You're gonna have a whole bunch of stuff, man. And for people to like get on this lady because she have a little gut and
there's some fat here. She protects my organs. There's, it's just like she's there, and I can suck in, and she's still there, and it really, really is not a big of a deal as you think it is. Honestly, the dress still looks fucking phenomenal. Not in spite of it. I would honestly argue because of it, because of my belly. So if you're really that concerned about the fact that a certain part of my body is not flat, like I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, listen,
as an artist, right? And when I was in college and stuff like that, I used to love doing figure drawing, which is like when you actually draw in nude models and stuff like that. I used to hate drawing skinny women. I hated drawing skinny women because skinny women, there's really nothing interesting about drawing them, right? But like big girls or, girls that had a little bit of, umph, a little bit of curve, some curves on them and stuff like that. Oh my God. They were the best artistic subject. I used to love drawing big girls. And for some reason, it's like, I don't know, man. I like big girls. I ain't gonna lie. And the funny thing is, most of y'all is not going to freaking admit it because your fashion sense and the way you think women should look, this is all designed from the fashion industry, which is dominated by mostly gay dudes. So you're going to allow gay dudes to tell you who you should be attracted to. Bro. I want to find out what people been saying on the comment section. I gotta find out.
Grow up.
Hold up. Let's check out the comment section real quick. Hold up. All right. Somebody said, men would rather this woman bump instead of. Hey, listen, it's 2024. So, some chicks have some chicks have dicks nowadays, apparently. Yo. Oh, let's check out some more. All right. She was pretty hot actually until she started talking. What the Man, dumbass. I call that mummy pouch. I'm trying to get it flat, but after 3 kids, doubt it will happen. Yeah, man. Listen, yo, if you got a little belly bump, girl, enjoy it. Enjoy that. Listen, a wise man once says, good pum pum needs shelter. So you're supposed to enjoy that good pum pum, and you're supposed to enjoy that shelter for that good pum pum. So I don't need to be stressing out over motherfuckers. That's like, probably. Here's what I think, right? The whole, like, try to tear a woman down and stuff like that, or try to tear somebody down in order for you to, like, I guess, humble them or whatever. I think a lot of time, right, it comes from people who are extremely insecure about themselves. And then they feel like in order for them to feel like somebody, they have to put someone else down, right? And let's say, okay, a lot of these guys don't know the difference between, let's say you nagging a chick, or they think that, if you make a woman feel like crap, somehow that's gonna actually bring down her value enough for her to actually sleep with you. It doesn't. I mean, she will sleep with somebody else. Being an ass, right? You don't have to like that, right? In order for you to actually feel good about with that. All right, there's nothing more beautiful than a woman who is unapologetically herself and comfortable in her own skin. Blah blah blah. Oh yeah. Let's see. Most guys don't care, and she knows this. Conversely, the women today only find about 20% of men attractive, dateable. Many American women today love to lament about perceived challenges while unknowingly living on the easy mode compared to most men. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Let's see. The only person obsessed with it is her. It's still 1,000% better than having a bump a few inches below. Okay. Hold on. Men have different preferences. There's a man for every woman. In my opinion, she's beautiful and nothing wrong with that body. Man, listen. I think she's nice. I think she looked nice. Right? And but yeah. Hold up. Let's see. A lot of women think that a man has nope, I already read that. Okay, a second. All right. Oh, I read that already. Yeah, I'm not adding my Cash App right now. Yeah, probably later on in life I might do that, but right now, no, I'm not doing that. I'm just having fun with this, right? So, yeah, like I was stating, right? See, this whole thing right here, right? This is why I think the body positivity movement was actually created, right? Because right now, I'm sorry, the body positivity movement is like it's going down to crap. Like everything else, the road to hell is always paved with good intention. However, it's like for a very long time, I remember like in the 90s or the early 2000s when they actually used to have like models, they were just like stick figures. They're walking around and stuff like that. There's like nothing flat, no boobs, no curves, no ass. And it was ridiculous, right? But it was the standard. That's why the standard they were promoting at the time. Because if you're looking at like sometimes, right, you're looking at chicks that they used to say that was like, fat or whatever. And now you're looking at these, you're looking at pictures back then, you're like, wait a minute, like this girl wasn't fat. Or even like, let's say Ugly Betty, that whole episode of, Ugly Betty and stuff like that, right? She wasn't ugly. She wasn't fat. She was just a regular average looking chick. But they drill it in your head like that, those impossible standard. and then they drill it into young people's head and stuff like that. You're supposed to look this way or that way, like you're supposed to fit into that one particular body type. And if you don't, then they like, they have all this derogatory term. And I'm looking at it like, yo, bro, like it's like try to turn, let's say if you're looking at let's say dogs, right? The different type of dogs. You have like, let's say, you have Pomeranian, you have like Pit Bull. No, that's not, dude. Obviously, they all don't have the same, should I say, body type. Some are a little smaller, some are a little skinnier. Like look at the Greyhound dogs. They look skinny as hell. They look anorexic, right? So now imagine you try to you try to start a bull, so that pit bull could be the same weight as a greyhound, freaking dog. It doesn't make any sense. So it's the same thing. You have like so many body type, and you expect all these type of women supposed to fit a body type. That's why this whole like mass body index thing is futile, right? I think it's flawed because it was created like back in the freaking 1800s, right? Or early 1900s and stuff like that, when it was different. Like there was a different diet back then. People wasn't eating meat that often. It was a rare occasion for them to get their protein and stuff, right? So then therefore it was a whole different ballgame. It was a whole different body type. People were shorter back then and all that stuff, right? So to expect them to have the same body mass index from back in the days into now, it's asinine. And two, the reason why this whole body mass index is still being used is because then you have insurance companies can actually use this as a way to charge you a higher premium. That's all it is. But to make it seems like if a woman is like, she's a little pouchy here and there, all of a sudden, you disgust me. Look at you. You fat. You are lazy. You don't want to work that little belly pouch of yours. Like, shut up. Right? Granted, there is a huge difference between look, put it this way, right? Don't try to make it seem like there isn't a difference between, let's say you have, let me add something, right? Okay. So, nope. Hold up. I got to add this real quick. By the way, Enigma, thanks for popping by, man. I appreciate it, my guy. But yeah, check this out, right? So now speaking of big girls, you guys try to make it seem like you can't tell the difference between share screen. Hold up. Look, all right. Let's say you have this girl right here, right? All right, cool. Is she a big girl? Yeah. Will I hit that? Yeah, I would hit that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, I would definitely practice safe sex. I wouldn't let her get on top, but I'm sorry. I would hit that. I'm not sorry. I would hit that. I would just slap her the ass and ride the wave and all that. She would get it, right? However, now there's a big difference between this girl and, hold up, what the? And this chick right here. You see the difference? Right? So not all big women, I think this is AI. I think this is an AI image, right? But you get my drift. All right, it's like, okay, that's too much right there, right? But am I gonna be mean to this lady or whatever if I see a woman walking around looking like this? No. Am I attracted to a woman like that? No, I'm not. But the girl previously, yeah, like that big girl previously, oh, I would definitely hit that. Not this. This, I'm sorry, no, that's not gonna happen. But earlier, look, but earlier, yeah. Why is it so difficult to actually just switch up? Can I actually add? No, what the? All right, I'm still trying to figure this thing out, right? Because cancel. Yeah, listen, I'm still trying to figure out this whole thing out. And basically, my whole point is this: not all big girls are created equal. You do have like these, BBW, which is like very little pouchy, little fluffy, little fat and all that stuff. And let's face it, most of you guys are lying when y'all say I don't like big girls the because the data shows BBWs. A lot of that is being requested in Pornhub. So y'all definitely be looking at them big girls throwing it down, right? But y'all make it seems like in public, oh no, oh, I can stand big girls. Oh no, stay away from me, you fat woman. Oh. And then behind closed door, you be calling her at 3 o'clock in the morning, like, hey girl, what you doing? Yeah, I was just playing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then now y'all mad because this big girl have the confidence now. This big girl's now have the confidence to be like, hey, if you're ashamed to be seen with me in public, then I don't need to be dealing with y'all. All of a sudden, oh, how dare you? How dare you reject me? Don't you know that you're fat, huh? Can't you see that? You're supposed to be at my beck and call whenever I call at 3 o'clock in the morning. How dare you have some sort of confidence? Now you try to shame these broad, try to actually, lower down their self-esteem once again. You try to do all of that stuff so that therefore makes it easier for you to just sleep with them and stuff because hey, they're big girls, so they must be easy, right? So they must be like that emergency punani and stuff like that. But them big chicks be like, no, we ain't doing that no more. You either accept me with all my roles or you're not gonna get none of these with that little big gut and all that. So you ain't getting none of this. And then you all get pissed off and everything. I ain't got no problem with big girls, right? Not all of them. But anyway, my whole point is this. I think it's asinine to just try to make people feel like crap just because it's easier to manipulate them or for you to feel better about your situation and stuff, right? And hey man, listen, there's somebody for everyone. You do have guys out there that love big women, and you do have guys out there that love skinny women. And to me, it's like if you're happy with who you are, as long as you are as healthy as possible, then go for it. That's it. But some of the arguments when it comes to big people is just freaking asinine because it's more like, well, we care about you. No, you don't. You don't care about them because once they actually let's say they find treatment. Oh, another thing. There's also now that it's actually been studied thoroughly and stuff like that, right? They start to because there's studies now about these things. About this before they make it seem like, well, all you got to do is just you eat less and exercise more, you should lose the weight, right? But then as studies start to come through and to actually show that it's there's actually obesity is actually a disease, right? Not just people just they're just lazy and all that stuff. And a lot of time those skinny people, they actually have the skinny genes. That's because I have looked into these things, right? Because I found it fascinating to and then therefore you do have let's say medicines that actually help combat some of these some of these things. And so who's really mad at this? Who's really mad at this new development? Skinny people. Skinny people are pissed off at the fact that now let's say fat people actually do have medicines that help them lose the weight quicker. And they're pissed off that, well, it's because you're lazy, you don't want to exercise, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. And then not realizing bro, you like it doesn't take much for you to actually be skinny because you have a different metabolism than them. So then now you're upset because it doesn't mean that, your skinniness had nothing to do with you exercising or eating your salad. It has to do with your genes. Has to do with your metabolism and all that stuff, right? It has nothing to do with you exercising, because let's face it, you have a lot of people that actually eat food a lot and all that stuff, and they just stay skinny. They don't gain weight, they don't do none of that stuff. And you do have people that's like don't eat as much, but the food just stay, right? So, however, my whole point is you gotta work out, you gotta be comfortable with yourself, right? You gotta do what you need to do in order for you to actually, you know, like be healthy. It's not just about look. It's not about looking just looking skinny, because you do have so many people that actually end up in the hospital and they look fit as hell, but they actually have so many other stuff that was wrong with them, but they look good, right? So then therefore they shouldn't have any health complication, right? Right? Nope. So yeah, this whole that's why I think the you know, yeah, my internet is acting up on stuff like that. So I might have to bounce soon. Now, another thing that actually I gotta get into this topic real quick, right? This song called, the single mom song, been taking over the internet. And I find it very, very interesting. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. Now you're single mom. Now you're single mom. So freaking catchy, man. Oh my god. Yo, the internet is in an uproar with that song. The guy just getting like a hate mail. They try to ban him off TikTok. It's just funny as hell to see so many people are so upset about this song. I mean, hey, I think it's quite catchy. I like it, right? Overall, I think it simplify the whole notion about single parenthood, because not all single moms are created equal, you know? And therefore, let's talk about it, right? So you have different type of single mom. You have, like, let's say those who are actually in a committed relationship, right? I'm talking about meeting the parents and everything, right? Fresh and fit. I'm talking about, like, let's say, they were freaking going strong for like a year, maybe 2 years and all that stuff. And as soon as there's a kid in the picture, what this motherfucker do? He just bounces. Like, no, I'm not ready for this. You gotta get an abortion. You gotta do this. And let's say if the girl is already in her freaking, let's say, late 20s, right? She might not want to get an abortion. However, what I would say about this, if the guy don't want nothing to do with the kid, right? Want you to have an abortion and you say you want to keep it, then the responsibility is all on you to take care of it, right? Because, however, what I can't stand is guys that actually want to be in their kids' lives, but without any sort of financial responsibility. Or if they do, they just wishy-washy about it. Let's say $50 here, $100 there. They're never consistent, and it's like, okay, you're either gonna be in the kids' life or you don't. Like, I have one of my cousin, he got a baby girl now and all that stuff, right? He's a single dad, and he doesn't like commitment, that stuff, right? However, is he there for his daughter? Hell yeah. Is he, like, always making sure that, his daughter's needs for nothing, always making sure that, he's consistent about taking care of his kid. It's like, I can't be mad at that. If you're one of those dads, you're doing what you're doing, you just don't want like a relationship commitment, I can understand that, right? However, I think, like, it's not wise for you to actually, having like, impregnating a woman that you're not married to, because then, like, you're actually spending money on two households. You have your crib, and then she has her crib, and then you just meeting back and forth. So you're wasting money on just like two freaking households instead of like having one household. And then also the fact that like your kid is not seeing how actually actual relationship works, how men and women actually interact. So then therefore, without the influence of the father and the household, then especially if you have a daughter, then therefore it's easier for her then to be swayed by outside influence because she didn't have a dad at home. You know, it's when you don't have, let's say your father in the household, right? Like as a dad, I tell my daughter that I love her all the time. So then therefore she's not gonna be like all like, oh God, losing her mind at the first boy who tell her that she loves her, right? Because she's already has that, like, you know, a person that actually cares about her and stuff like that actually loves her. And but when you don't really have that male influence, and then you can easily be swayed by these red pill dudes. You like the confidence, and they will tell you whatever you want to hear and all that stuff just to get in your pants. But when you have a strong male role models or influence in the household, I'll be like, you know, that boy is full of shit, right? He said he's gonna take a bullet for you. Do you really believe that? But daddy, I think he loved me. Girl, let me meet him real quick. Let me have a conversation with him and stuff like that. And then actually to really tell you if I think that he's full of shit or not. Right? So there's a layer of protection right there when you actually like when you in your kid's life. Right? But for the ladies, if you decide to keep that baby, you have to understand you now have the responsibility, the sole responsibility to take care of that kid, to actually be the provider, the protector for that kid. And I understand at a certain age, you might not want to actually have into a, and then but before you know it, you hit 30, it becomes harder for you to actually have kids when you're in your 30s. So you'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna take the chance. I'm gonna have that kid. Right? So I get it. I get it. And you also have, let's say, the type of single moms, right? Some of them has been divorced. And now, you know, whether it's infidelity and all that stuff. So they just, now they become single moms, right? What do you want them to do? But the ones that I really don't feel sorry for, the ones that I don't feel sorry for is if you have like two, maybe three baby daddies and stuff like that. It's like, bro, you didn't learn your lesson the first time. You did not learn your lesson the first time. You didn't learn your lesson the second time. But you want the whole world to feel sorry for you because you got with the same type of dudes, and then you become a single mom. I can't feel sorry for you in that sense, right? Because obviously you don't know how to pick them. You don't know how to pick them, right? Because like, and I know this argument is used a lot of time when you actually when we try to shame or shame single moms and stuff like that. But it's like, okay, if you have a guy like Fresh, right? He looks a bit nerdy. He looks like somebody that's has the quote unquote good guy image. All right. And then as a woman, you might believe that a guy like this, if he has, he will not run away from his responsibility. Obviously, that's not the case. You do have a lot of so-called good guys. As soon as, let's say, the woman that they're messing with get pregnant, they're bouncing. They're not sticking around. So in order to just make it seem like, oh, these women don't know how to pick, I think that's very I think that's very disingenuous, because you have a lot of nerdy ass guys like Fresh and Fit who would not stick around if they're one of the women that they're messing with got pregnant. They would not do the right thing. They would either try to force you to get an abortion, and if that doesn't work, then they will just bounce. Be like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to just pay that child support. F you, blah, 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 right? And then come back online talking about like, man, these women. Hey, bro, if you have no intention of getting a girl pregnant, why are you hitting it raw? Why are you hitting it raw? Right? And then to have the nerve, the audacity to talk about single moms. Like, bro, you are one of those pookies that you've been complaining about. You know, when you talking about like, oh man, these women get with the wrong men and get pregnant by these wrong dudes and stuff like that, and expect the guy to come through and step up to the plate. You are one of these wrong dudes that they get pregnant by. Look, my perspective when it comes to single mom, right, is like this. If you are actually, let's say again, we were all young, we were all stupid, we all did things that we shouldn't have done, right? And there are consequences to these actions. Unfortunately, men don't get pregnant, women do. So then now, if let's say something like that happened, right? You became a single mom, and then you are actually now working, you're on the path on working to improve your life, to make your life better. I'm not gonna pile on you, dude. I'm not gonna say anything negative about you, because a wise person once says every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. So if you are now doing the right thing, right? Let's say you working on getting your degree, you try to do everything that's possible to become a better mother for your children, then I think that's a fantastic thing. I'm not gonna be bashing like, oh my God, you're a single mom. Get away. Like, bro, do you know how many good single moms are out there? Like, there's a lot of them. I mean, yeah, sure, nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes and all that stuff. But there's a lot of good single mom out there, right? And I think, especially nowadays, right? And I think like you sometimes you might be passing on some certain opportunities that you probably, you might actually find the love of your life. And now, however, this is not me trying to tell you guys like, hey, you should get with a single mom, blah blah blah. No, listen, it's all up to you, whatever you can handle. If you don't feel like you actually want to be a stepdad or whatever, or actually step up to the plate and be a partner to someone that already had a kid, then you don't have to, right? However, I don't think there's also a need to actually like degrade them neither, and if they are actually trying to become the better version of themselves, then I encourage that. I think they should keep at it and stuff like that and become that better version of themselves. However, if you're one of these broads that just refuse to take any sort of accountability for the role which they play in their circumstances, then I don't know what the hell to tell you. I think, good luck. You need Jesus. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is it for tonight, man. I'm gonna bounce. I gotta go. I'm going to sleep. I gotta be up early in the morning. Once again, I'm your host, the Haitian. Share, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out of here. Peace. Today was fun. I like that.